It's noon in Kiev. You're watching Our Time. I'll tell you the main news at this hour. I'm Katerina Vishneska. Hello. Kharkiv has once again been shelled by Russian occupiers. This morning, 3 kamikaze drones struck the central part of the city. There are people injured. Our correspondent Natalia Belokudria will tell you more about the situation. Natalia, good morning.
The city was attacked by 3 shahids in the morning during rush hour, when there were a lot of people on the streets. It's known that there were 3 direct hits. At this point, 5 people have been injured, 4 of them have been hospitalized. The mayor of the city, Igor Terakov, gave more details about how the strike happened.
There was a strike on an industrial facility that has absolutely no connection to the military. In addition, 20 residential buildings were damaged, including 5 private homes and 15 apartment buildings.
We are now at the site of the strike on a civilian transportation company. As you can see, the warehouse where there were absolutely ordinary things, vehicles that transported mail, has been completely destroyed. All municipal services are working at the site. There were 2 fires, and rescuers have already contained them. Law enforcement is also working at the site of the strike, documenting the aftermath of the hit. Municipal workers are also on site, clearing the debris. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Natalia. Let me remind you, we were joined by our Kharkiv correspondent, Natalia Belokudra. She told us about the aftermath of today's Russian strike on the city. It happened this morning. We continue to monitor the situation. Ukraine's defense forces have struck the Stavrolen plant on the territory of the Russian Federation. The information was confirmed by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The plant in Stavropol Krai produces polymers for manufacturing composite materials, body parts, seals, and insulation for various Russian military equipment. A Ukrainian army strike also targeted an ammunition depot in the temporarily occupied territory of Donetsk region. Explosions were reported there. The defense forces continue to act to undermine the military and economic potential of the aggressor, the General Staff emphasized. And 217 combat clashes occurred on the front line over the past day. The enemy carried out missile strikes on Ukrainian positions and settlements. Airstrikes, and also used kamikaze drones and fired from multiple launch rocket systems. In the North Slobozansky and Kursk directions, 10 battles took place. In the South Slobozansky direction, 17. In the Kupiansk direction, 18. And in the Pokrovsk direction, Ukrainian defenders stopped 76 enemy offensive actions. The aggressor carried out strikes on the areas of Lozova in the Kharkiv region, Malomykhalivka in the Dnipropetrovsk region, as well as Zelensky High in the Zaporizhia region. And in response, the Ukrainian army struck several important enemy targets, including troop concentration areas, drone warehouses, and command posts. And in the past day alone, Ukraine's defense forces eliminated another 1,000 Russian occupiers at the front. Thus, according to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the total combat losses of the Russian army since the start of the full-scale invasion have already exceeded 1,154,000 soldiers. In addition, Ukrainian fighters destroyed 3 armored vehicles, 13 artillery systems, 1 multiple rocket launcher system, 1 air defense system, shot down 162 operational tactical level UAVs, and destroyed 87 units of enemy automotive equipment. The Russian Federation launched 121 attack drones at Ukraine last night. The attack was carried out from the directions of Milarovo, Orel, Primorsk, Akhtarsk, as well as Kate Chauda and Vardyskoy. This was reported by the Air Forces of Ukraine. The attack was repelled by aviation, anti-aircraft missile troops, electronic warfare units, and mobile fire groups of the Ukrainian Defense Forces. According to preliminary data, 90 enemy UAVs were shot down or suppressed. There were 31 drone strikes recorded at 19 locations. There was also debris from downed drones falling at one of the locations. And more than 150 Russian drones have been destroyed by Ukrainian Interceptor drones since the beginning of the month, as reported by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. He noted that almost every night, Ukrainian air defenders are at work, repelling Russian attacks, and together with electronic warfare units, army aviation, and mobile fire teams, the results achieved by interceptor drones are already growing significantly. There will be even more to come, emphasized the President of Ukraine.
We will definitely continue to develop interceptor drone technology and train crews. The Ministry of Defense is contracting all available interceptor production capacities. We are working on closer cooperation with our partners. Joint production and financing allow us to scale this up faster. Thank you to everyone who is developing this field. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine, via Telegram.
Meanwhile, Ukraine is becoming a global center for combat drone production. About 4 million drones are produced each year. Such a result became possible thanks to flexibility, speed, and constant innovation, writes Bloomberg. For comparison, in the United States this figure is about 100,000 aircraft. The growth in production is linked to the need to respond quickly to Russian aggression and to demand from NATO countries. Ukrainian companies are not only supplying the front lines, but are also preparing to enter international markets. Sites have already been opened in Slovakia, and new ones are being prepared, including in Denmark. Meanwhile, Denmark itself has announced a new 28th package of military aid to Ukraine worth more than $210 million. The new package includes additional funds for implementing the Danish model of weapons production in Ukraine. About $57 million will go toward the initiative, the purchase of American weapons for Ukraine. More than $12 million is allocated for fuel, purchased through the NATO Support and Procurement Agency. The Netherlands has delivered a Yak-52 aircraft to Ukraine's defense forces to help combat Russian drones. The aircraft was purchased by the United Kingdom after a request from the Ukrainian aviation unit that is countering the aggressor's drones. The Yak-52 is now being used to intercept Russian Shahid-type attack drones, particularly in the Odessa region, and is also patrolling the airspace. Support for Ukraine will be one of the key topics at today's meeting of the foreign ministers of the group of 7 countries. As reported by the Canadian foreign minister, this day will begin with a meeting with Ukraine's foreign minister Andriy Sybiha. After that, other partners will join them. Topics for discussion include critical minerals, energy security, and economic resilience. The meeting will also address peace in the Middle East, stability in the Indo-Pacific region, as well as the crises in Sudan and Haiti. Berlin is allocating an additional €40 million in winter aid for Ukraine. This is a response to Russian strikes on infrastructure, said German Foreign Minister Johann Wadefuhl. According to him, the funds will go toward humanitarian needs, including repairing heating systems, restoring damaged homes, and supplying generators and essential items such as blankets and hygiene products.
We are helping to keep homes warm and lit, and ensuring that Russia does not achieve its goal of breaking the spirit of the defending country through its targeted terrorist attacks on civilian gas and heating systems. Johann Wadefuhl, German Foreign Minister.
The countries of Northern Europe and the Baltics must cooperate as closely as possible in the field of defense, because when it comes to security, they are all in the same boat. This was stated by Sweden's Minister of Defense, Pal Johnson. He reminded that a Swedish mechanized brigade is stationed in Latvia, and Gripen fighter jets are patrolling the skies over Poland. Johnson also noted the active cooperation of the countries within NATO.
If you look at Operation Baltic Watchman, which is ongoing in the Baltic Sea, we are seeing good results. We haven't seen any recent incidents or attacks causing damage to underwater infrastructure. In response to Russia's actions, both political statements and military measures are needed. Of course, as technology develops, Russia is adapting and learning from its experience in Ukraine. We need to be fast and flexible, technically capable of responding to the new tools that Russia is using. Hal Johnson, Sweden's Minister of Defense, in an interview with LRT.
And the new Minister of Defense of Lithuania, Robertas Kaunas, has promised to strengthen the country's air defense system, saying that this is one of the main priorities for the state. This topic will be raised at the Defense Council in mid-November. However, exactly how the project will be funded has not yet been decided.
Most likely, we will discuss additional needs for air defense. But whether this will be financed with additional resources or within the existing budget, I can't say today. Davidas Mavelis, Chief Advisor to the President of Lithuania on National Security.
Subscribe to UATV English and stay updated on the most important events, top news from Ukraine and all over the world, in-depth analysis, exclusive reports and interviews, all on hand in our channel. Join our community of viewers and stay tuned.